Aloha, this is Steph with Turtle Flow. Welcome to Yogi Tea Time, episode 34. And this is all about how you express yourself. So we'll be coming to you from LA. Actually, I'm coming to you from LA today on this Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this month, the first Thursday of February was like towards the end of the week, which was part of end of January. So, and then I had some personal matter I had to attend. So I'm coming to you on the second Thursday, but normally it's on the first Thursdays of each month at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let me know what you're drinking. So I'm joining you with dandelion root tea. So dandelion roots or dandelion leaves are really great for cleansing the liver. And we're getting almost close to springtime. We're slowly at the end of winter. So I've been trying to drink a lot of this every day. And today so let me know where you're joining from. If you're joining us live, feel free to use a chat box to communicate with me. And if you're watching this on replay, just know that this came to you exactly when you needed to take some much needed break, take a time for yourself with some cup of tea or coffee to relax and join in in a high vibe conversation so we can support each other, especially if you're an empath or highly sensitive person, which most creative people are. So I have started this as part of my YouTube channel offerings so that we can have a place to support each other, to form in yoga what's called a sangha, which is a community. And together we can always be greater than as individuals, especially if you feel alone and if you're the black sheep of the family and you felt like you always had to hold back with your emotions and to express yourself. So that's why this episode is especially special for me, because the topic is self-expression. And today I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I've actually created a presentation to share. And let me see. And so I'm going to be just hitting the, seems like just playing, yeah, it's kind of set to like autoplay. So right now I'm going to stop that. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And so before we delve into this, let me know where you're joining from. Oh, this is not the page I want. So it keeps auto playing. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to not do that. Yeah. Sorry about that. So let me see how I can share this in a different way. I'm just gonna have to share my. Okay, so let me try this again. Sorry about the delay. All right, so this is the presentation I put together so we can really delve into the topic and go through all that I plan on talking about. Okay, so today's topic is self-expression. So let me know in the chat, or if you're watching this on replay, in the comments. What self-expression means to you, and whether it's been a challenging thing for you or it's been easy for you. If you've been able to express yourself pretty freely, or if you've had to hold yourself back a lot. And what caused it or not. So the way I'm going to go through this, I might have some things for you to ponder on and journal and think about. So you can do that later and come back and watch the replay, because I will have this available on replay. And so you can do the journal prompts in the replay. You're also welcome to screen grab the prompts and just do it at your own pace at some point. And I will pause to give you time to write if you're following along and doing it along with the presentation. So this is a very important topic for this channel, especially because my main goal is to help you tap into your truth through these mindful practices and tools so that you can find your authentic truth, tap into your authentic truth, and find out what gifts you're here to share, and then moving forward to do so. So, my next question is going to be, What is your favorite mode of expressing yourself? So we all have different ways that we like to express ourselves. So this is kind of going by different ways to express yourself, and throughout your lifetime it might change, but for most of us we have our innate mode of expression that we prefer since we were little, and that can also give you an idea of how you can share your gifts, how you express yourself, and then keep developing that. So instead of denying your innate nature, see if you can really hone on it, focus on it more, and develop those skills more. So one of them is written. You might like to write things. Maybe you can't, it's hard for you to verbally say things, in whether it's a creative expression or just conversation and communicating with others, whether it's in work setting, professional setting, personal setting, romantic setting. Um, so just see what mode of expression is your favorite. And sometimes you might not be aware. And if you start to think about it, then it'll be very apparent. And then for some, it's very clear and very apparent. And you might have more than one or two, three that might be your favorite way. And hello, Rachel, V, Wendy T. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. So today I put together this presentation, and I kind of took me a while to get going, but I figured it out. And then I think at this point I'm gonna take myself off. Well, I'll just have myself in a tiny little section. So the mode of expressing yourself, the most common ones are written, verbal, visual, telepathy, and physical. And physical could be like dancing, or maybe you just use a lot of gestures or sign language. Again, written is like writing. Maybe you're better at writing letters and express yourself, your feelings that way, rather than talking and saying it. And or maybe you're more verbal. That means you would rather say it verbally, or you can share your gifts through, like being a radio DJ or podcasting or video, or you're better off like talking to someone on the phone or just talking to someone in person rather than writing. Written could also be like texting versus talking on the phone. Visual, somebody who likes to draw things to communicate or express their creativity or ideas, and that's how you share the gift. Telepathy is my favorite way, and it's the best way also to communicate with not just humans but animals and plant kingdom and the earth. So as well as your spirit guide if you want to get really woo-woo. So for me, if I can just not say anything and just stare and relay my message telepathically, I think that would be like my most favorite way. And I'm usually the type of person who says less, but I think my presence and just the way I look at somebody can really, and my expression can, especially in person, usually can be more intimidating than like me yelling. So um, to me, telepathy is like one of my favorite ways. And physical, like I said, it could be dancing or sign language or just using a lot of gestures. So one of my favorite culture that I feel like I had a past life in is Italian. So using a lot of the gestures, that's also um, the key. And then in terms of expressing yourself, different modes. Um, there's a book called The Five Love Languages. I forgot the writer. And this was an Instagram post that was posted by Trevor Noah, one of my favorite comics. And I definitely love sense of humor. It's very important to me, laughing. So, your expression could be through like lots of laughter or being very expressive with your emotions. And the five languages, there's words of affirmation. So I love this because I'm also a foodie. Seems like this hasn't updated on the thing. Yeah, there you go. There's like a delay in updating to the next page. So the five languages, it's words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. So I think knowing what your five languages is is very important in terms of how you communicate with others. And this doesn't apply just to romantic relationships, but also in professional relationships, and honoring that everyone is different and unique. So when you honor that, you also get to honor that you are different and you are unique. And so you get to honor your way. And awareness is key. So just knowing your love language and then the love language of those around you, um, family, friends, coworkers, it's very important. So it's about honoring each other and trying to do our best to fulfill and adapt to their love language in terms of communicating so that we create more unity and acceptance by accepting our differences through even the love languages. So I love, because I'm a foodie, I love that this analogy was done with tacos. So, in the words of affirmation, says your tacos are delicious, acts of service, I made you tacos, receiving gifts, here's a taco for someone that values quality time. Let's go out for tacos together. Physical touch, let me hold you like a taco. I just think it is like the cutest analogy. Especially because I live in California and we do have really good Mexican food. And I do love tacos too. So, and my love language is definitely food. So that's that. And then these are the two main journal prompts of this presentation today. And that is, how do you express emotions? Are you someone who really holds back and try not to show your emotion, or do you like do you like the taco analogy, Rachel? Yeah. That's Trevor Noah for you. I love him. So, how do you express emotions? I think it's really important also to know. There are places and um, appropriate ways to express emotions, but you don't have to get really emotional and go into outbursts, and react. However, you definitely need to carve out time to honor emotions and be an observer, acknowledge the emotions that are coming. When it's appropriate, feeling comfortable enough to allow yourself to be vulnerable and let yourself feel and allow yourself to, you know, express your emotion, especially with your loved ones, the ones that are closest to you. Um, Sometimes we can just like get into an outburst of emotions and kind of like purge on them. So you don't want to be like an emotional vampire to people. So part of being emotionally intelligent is that you honor your emotions, you observe it, and then it's really good to process it and like um, I love to do that like on the yoga mat with like yin yoga, or just like sometimes like watching certain movies helps if when you want to cry, just watching like a sad movie. And then sometimes it's just directly expressing it to the person that caused it, but in a more mindful way. But it's never good to hold your emotions. And oftentimes with empaths, we're always told that we're too sensitive, or I cry very easily. I cry when I see other people crying, and I used to not be able to control it. I'm much better at controlling it, but at the same time, I don't purge. So if that makes sense. So you don't want to like be an emotional vampire, but intelligently express enough when it's appropriate. Otherwise, carve out your own personal time to process and journal and feel and let it flow through so it doesn't get trapped in your body, because then it can block manifestation. It can also create disease, because all the disease happens energetically, mind and stuck emotions usually, um, and the stress that's held, that all turns into what we call dis-ease. So that is a good way to really evaluate how you express emotions and learning how to do it appropriately without holding back or suppressing long term. So it doesn't have to be right at that moment. And then it's also nice to kind of, I think, bring people closer when you're able to be more real and honest. And next one is, what do you want to create? It's supposed to be, what do you want to create but not doing? So my spell check change it to it. So what's stopping you? So just think about, what do you want to create but not doing, and the reasons that it's stopping you. Is it negative self-talk, procrastination, fear of success, um, or you just feel like you have too many ideas? Sometimes like you have too many ideas, you want to do too many things all at once, and then none of it gets done. So it's all learning, what feels the most calling for you at this moment, and learning what's stopping you. So it's kind of like being honest with yourself. So that way you get to overcome any obstacles and make small inspired actions and create daily habits to change. Because sometimes, even though we're in a place we don't want to be, the change and the unknown is what's scary that keeps us stuck, and then we don't take action. So, sorry about the typo there. What do you want to create but not doing? What's stopping you? So, those are the two interrelated questions. And then ways to confidently express your creativity. So, first of all, if you've been a people pleaser and sometimes as an empath, because we can see and we're very observant to what other people are feeling. And if you know that it's upsetting for someone or it's making them uncomfortable, then because of our empathy, we don't want to upset them, and that keeps us from expressing ourselves and holding back. And then you just want to do things to make other people happy, and you think your feelings and your needs are not as important as the other person. And oftentimes we keep ourselves small or shrink ourselves, even the way we show up, and we even shrink our presence energetically, unconsciously. And a lot of this is done subconsciously, especially as a creative person and highly sensitive person. So to overcome that and really honor your worth and knowing that your expression is very important, your voice matters. And as I mentioned at the New Year greeting, Yogi Tea Time from January, I've mentioned that this year, or the new moon intention, um, I've mentioned that this year is really about creativity, expressing your authentic self, and moving forward with your dream, and allowing yourself to dream big. And when ideas come, you want to honor that and do it for you, not to make a career, not to make a lot of money out of it, but just for your own pleasure, your own joy, and for your own self expression, to express your truth. And when you do that, then other doors will open, and then it'll step by step lead you to your dream. And then it could turn into a career, it could turn into a big career change. And you'll be able to do what you love as a way of making a living. But again, you don't want to be tied to that. So it's okay to go get another job to support this and do what you have to do. Ask for help and receive support. Um, and that's why and then now there are so many different ways, technology that's available to make this more possible. So these are the different ways. There's more, but the main ways that I feel is very helpful. And they're getting still and listen. So our higher selves these messages of creativity often comes in a whisper. So that's why it's important to do these mindful practices. Pay attention to your dreams and do energy work. So Reiki is very helpful, and meditation is very helpful so that you can get still and quiet. So the ego voice speaks louder. And if you're always just distracted and just hearing the external voices, allow the external voices to be louder. If you don't take the time to get quiet and tune inwards and listen to that whisper of your inner voice, that's your truth, the inspiration that can come. These practices helps you to do that. And then oftentimes, if you're not used to sitting and meditating or doing these mindful practices, at first you're gonna have the mind chatter is gonna feel very loud, and it's gonna make you uncomfortable because you're gonna hear a lot of things that you're trying to avoid hearing. So, but once you get through that part, the more you show up and just do it, even if it's 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Again, the consistency is key, and you want to incrementally increase the time. But you know, do what works for you with your schedule, what works for you now, so that you can be more consistent. It's better to be consistent and do little small dosages to make it into a daily habit rather than try to do like a long sit down, like 30-minute a day, hour a day, and then just end up not doing. So good habits for it to become your daily routine, like brushing your teeth, it takes at least 21 days of consistent practice. 40 days, 21 to 40 days, 21 minimum, 40 days ideal. Usually about 30 days is like the most workable days for most people. And it could be during the midday, it could be early in the morning, it could be at nighttime. It doesn't matter what time you do it. The consistency is that you put like 5 minutes a day each day and either maintain it or increase it incrementally. And then also make time for play. We're so conditioned to be productive and go through our to-do list like you're in this autopilot like a robot, that really dulls your creativity and it shuts down your own truth, your mind, your opinion, your way of thinking. And that's usually governed by the external forces. And you're just like a slave going through, like a hamster running on a wheel. So you don't want to go into that autopilot mode, because that really kills creativity and hearing your own voice. So you want to make time for play, things that make, inner child's joy, that fuels your inner child's joy. And you can even like tune into what you enjoyed as a little girl or boy, like around 5 to 7 year old, those years. And oftentimes, rekindling with those activities can help. And if you just like to enjoy doing certain things, you want to definitely make time for play for the sake of playing instead of trying to establish a goal. And that's going to open up space for creativity, inspirations to come through. But again, you're not trying to receive those messages. You just focus on being present in the moment and letting yourself just play and have fun. Make fun your goal. Again, And then when you do get the message to do something creative or launch a new project, it doesn't have to be a creative project, but something new and innovative, and you want to do it for the joy of doing it, not for any other results. And then let it be messy. Allow yourself to suck. So creativity is not very neat and organized. And depending on so again, knowing yourself, and instead of judging and criticizing, thinking you should be a certain way, honor your way. So for some people, some artists, they create better, like some inventors or visual artists, they create better, or even writers. They create better when they're in a very like messy environment, but they have their own organization within that mess and they know where everything is. So to outside person, it might not look neat, but they know where things are, and for them that creates creativity. For others, like me, when I used to do graphic design and work from home, I always had to clean first. I had to like organize and clean. It was a way of just kind of like relieving anxiety from any creative blocks I might have had. Um, but I like organizing things and making things neat. So I used to clean to get creative. So it all depends. So again, knowing yourself and honoring. And then the process can be very messy to not just your environment. And then allow yourself to suck. So I'm going to show you a couple examples after this slide, but allowing yourself to suck in the beginning, and it takes practice. Like how a baby learns to walk, they fall so many times before they start walking. Or, like when you first started learning to ride a bike. And then once you learn, then you never forget. And then allowing yourself to unapologetically be you. Again, you're a unique being and you have your own soul print that you're here to share and express. So even though it's something that someone else might have done, it's really important to know that how you deliver with coming from your own experience might be completely different. I mean, it is completely different from someone else. And then someone will resonate with the way you deliver, the way you speak, your soul imprint, that's your soul fam. They're going to resonate with it and be able to learn and really take that information in than someone else saying the same thing, even though it's the same topic, and they must be more of an expert or speaking more with the expert language. And then as long as like you're one step ahead, someone else can always learn. So you don't have to be the full expert, but always being authentic and sharing from your own experience, not just from something you just read in a book and quoting or watching someone and just quoting and trying to mimic. There is definitely, you don't want to be like a real imposter, but you also want to overcome the imposter syndrome and know that you have something unique that only you can offer and share. And the next is a creative journal that I wanted to show you by one of my favorite artists. No, it's not updating again. Yeah, this is the first time I'm using this, so bear with me. I don't know, it's not updating here. Oh, there you go. There's like a delay. So this is a note that a K-pop artist shared. It's a journal that was displayed in a more museum setting. And this is the notes that became a song called Selene 623 by Jonghyun. So it's a beautiful ballad. It's one of my favorite songs. And it's all written in Korean, but you see this it's moon. This song is about a supermoon. It's the first time he's heard of supermoon, concept of supermoon. And the date was June 23. I think it was like 2013 or something like that, or 14. I'm not exactly sure the year, but there was a supermoon on June 23rd of either 2013 or 14. And Selene is the name of the Greek goddess of the moon. So this just shows you, how your creative journal might look, and just letting it be very messy. And then you refine it, and this is like the birth and base of how the song was birthed. And then I'm so excited to share that I finally completed my mandala coloring book. And the link is Amazon.com author Turtle Flow. So my mandala coloring book So iPad, got my iPad and the pencil. So I had to learn how to draw using that. Yeah. All of a sudden now I can one or the other. Okay. So I took a lot of time just observing different mandalas, and as a yoga instructor over the last 10 years, I've been looking at various mandalas and yantras for a while and meditating with it, working with it. But this is the first time I'm actually drawing it myself. So, and then I had to get used to the technique on drawing it on the iPad. So I hand drew it digitally using an app. So the first one you can see, this is just to show you that these are examples of how you suck originally. So my lines are very like, also I use different pen points, so but you can see everything is like very wiggly and my hand control is not as good. But these were just stuff I came up with, and then I thought of doing 27 because 27 is the magic number of completion. And I really wanted to input a lot of energy, Reiki energy with intentional words. So this one has the first one I done that was like back in March of last year. And then this one is the mandala that's on the cover, that colored on the cover of the mandala book. And this is love. So you'll see a huge difference in the way the control is. So it took a lot of practice. Also done a lot of the coloring books that are out there myself. So it's a lot of research and practice first. And then I really sat down to figure out what intention I wanted to put. So I wrote down the 27 intention words. And then from there, I did some research. So I combined some symbology that represent those words that are already existing, and then combined it with my own intuitive guidance, fueling the Reiki. So I just wanted to share that process to let you know you can start messy and then you practice, hone it, and then I wanted to make sure I didn't rush through it. So then I made sure like I took some time off too, especially during holidays. I was trying to get it done before the holidays, but then I wanted to really put a lot of good energy with each one, take my time with each one. So I slowed myself down purposefully, and then um, worked with the energy of Reiki, and then infuse those intention word. So each one has a specific intention word, and I also have the word on it on each coloring page, and it's got the space to also color the words, so the words can also be colored. And then you can put this in your vision board and look at it, or like as your background of your phone. You can take a picture of it and do that, or you can also you can frame it, put it in your altar, or you can use it as a decoration. And then you can maybe work with 1 intention word per week or per month. So yeah, so just wanted to share this process with you, that you start messy and then some things require long time and honing the craft and just being patient with yourself and just taking the time and honor that divine timing. There's divine timing in everything. And then when everything went retrograde, I reviewed everything again and reworked some of them. And then when everything went direct, that's when I uploaded and completed it and uploaded it. So I also worked with the energy of the planets with this. So I'm just very excited that it's finally out, and hope you'll get to enjoy it. And then if you do get it, be sure to upload and share and tag me if you are on Instagram. My Instagram is Turtle Flow Yoga, at Turtle Flow Yoga. So if you do one, you can always share Turtle Flow Yoga on Instagram and tag me. Because I would love to see, or you can just take a picture of it on your wall or in your altar and tag me. And then finally, just want to thank you. And this is an Instagram post by To Kitty and Beyond, which is one of my favorite person on Instagram. One of my favorite persons. She's also on YouTube. And I thought this image was the perfect image to end this session. So thank you so much. I thought I would be able to just get through the points, and this is, I think, one of the most important topic that I really wanted to cover. And I hope that it's been helpful. So please share with me any insights or any journal prompt work that you want to share, and any new aha moments you might have discovered. And this purple unicorn with the hair like all flowing like a diva. Me speaking my truth when I've owned my worth and stepped into my authentic soul expression. And that is what this whole channel is all about, to help you get there and find that authentic soul expression and then support you to create it. So let me know. In that same question we started in the beginning. I don't know why I can hear all of a sudden. Yeah. So thank you so much. So I hope that helped you in any way. And if you have any projects or ideas that came up, or just if you know what your love language is, you can share that also. And then you can, if you made it all the way to the end, you can show me some taco emojis since we started with this taco love language. yeah, my love language is definitely more, I think I'm more of the touch, physical touch, as well as food. All right, so hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, or whenever you're watching this. Know that this video came to you exactly at the time you need it. And I'm gonna cheer for you for your projects. Yeah, physical touch, same here. Yes. And definitely laughter. Thank you. All right, so thank you so much again. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And tacos, yay! And my favorite taco is jackfruit. So jackfruit it's the unripe jackfruit, and you can make savory dishes with it. The young jackfruit that's not ripe, I mean, it has like a texture of carnitas, like a pulled pork. So thank you so much, Rachel. I'm glad you can join, and I'm wishing you the best with your podcast, and I can't wait to see or hear your podcast, and sending you lots of positive energy. And I want this platform so that everyone can share without being like, I don't want people being spammy, but sharing, what they're working on, and just supporting each other to give motivation. Okay, so let me know what else you're working on, and I would love for you to check out my mandala coloring book. And coloring also helps with color therapy, and it also gives relaxation and forms of meditation. Yes, I love the jackfruit from Trader Joe's too. And then whenever I go to taco places, if they have jackfruit tacos available, I always get jackfruit tacos. All right, so I will end it here. Thank you so much. Hope to see you next time. I'm probably gonna do a yin yoga and focus more on creating videos now that I'm done with the mandala book, because that took a lot of energy. If you look at it, it just looks like it's just 27, but it just took a lot of energy, time, and thought energy into it. Lots of positive, intentional energy into it. So, yes. So we will see you soon. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. And let me know if you have any requests for topics you would like me to cover for the next Yogi Tea Time. And we do this every Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to join live but are not able to because of schedule conflict and always watch on replay, you can always request the time that works for you and then specify the time zone. So that way I know what time zone it is on Pacific Standard Time. And if enough people want it on a certain time of the day, I might be able to switch so I can connect with more of you live. But, watching it on replay is just as effective. And using the comment section can really work to inspire each other and to support each other. So thank you and see you next time. And I'll be back with more videos and shorts, and I'm also posting on the community tab, so check out all the different sections. And we will connect with you soon. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and wishing you lots of love, joy, abundance, and creativity. Namaste, aloha, and go within and find your inner sparkle like this unicorn is doing. Thank you.